How to unlock your body's ability to drop 20 pounds by summer with ease and keep it off for good. Welcome to tonight's masterclass. First off, who am I? Who is this handsome looking, bald, shirtless Asian guy? My name is Coach Dan. I've been doing fitness for a really, really long time. I started my fitness journey when I was 10 years old, and I'm currently 25 years old. So it's been 15 years. Now, over the course of the last 15 years, my body and my fitness journey has been through it all. Started off skinny fat, and then I got into powerlifting. And then when COVID hit, I lost a bunch of weight because I was overweight. And then I did some martial arts, tapped into some running, uh, even did a bodybuilding show 2 years ago. And here I am today on a journey to be able to dunk a basketball. Now, this picture that you see right here, obviously, this is how I look now, but it wasn't always like that. In fact, I struggled with my weight for years. Yeah, I struggled with my weight for years. Picture on the left right here was 2018, I believe. This was my freshman year of college. After gaining, I think I gained like 20 pounds my first semester in college and partying my entire freshman year. I went into a phase where I wanted to do a little bit of a detox in terms of losing weight, in terms of stopping the drinking, in terms of becoming a better version of myself. At the time, I was intermittent fasting. I didn't eat breakfast. I think my first meal was at like 1 p.m. and I'll cut off my eating at 9 p.m. So only 8 hours of my eating window and then 16-hour fast. At the time, I was also doing no carbs, just protein, just vegetables. And I was walking 10K steps around campus every single day. I did that for a couple of months. Picture on the right, not all the way on the right, but picture in the middle. This was back in 2019. At the time, I was still doing the fasting, the no carbs, the 10K steps every single day. I was working out like 4 or 5 times a week, four to five times a day a week as well. And I found myself in a cycle of either being super strict or on the opposite end of the spectrum. Like there was no in between. I was either super strict with my routine, with my fasting, with my no carbs, with no alcohol, with getting my 10K steps, with working out 4 to 5 times per week, or it was a complete opposite. I ate whatever I wanted, breakfast, lunch, dinner, late night, even late night. And I ended up gaining even more weight. This cycle would go on for honestly like 2 years until my junior year of college. Picture on the very right here. This was back in 2020. This was right before the 2020 pandemic. I was 30 pounds overweight, doing quote unquote all the right things, right? Like fasting, cutting out carbs, cutting out the snacking, cutting out the alcohol, getting in my 10K steps in every single day. But I found myself 30 pounds overweight. I remember there was this one day specifically. I remember struggling to get up the stairs in my own house just to do laundry. And at that moment, I knew, like, yo, something has to change. Something has to change. Now, I share this with you because I know what it's like to not feel comfortable in my own skin. I know what it's like to struggle with my weight. Like, y'all see me living my life now, being able to eat the foods that I love, being the best shape of my life, being able to show others how to do it as well. But it wasn't always like that. Just 5 years ago, I was in the same position, doing all of the right things, busting my ass day in and day out, and not seeing the fruits of my labor. Fast forward 5 years, here I am, being able to eat the foods that I love without worrying about it showing up my body. If y'all follow me on social media, specifically Instagram, like y'all see me eat out 2 to 3 times per week. Y'all know I'm a big foodie. I love my burgers. I love my pizza. I always get my pizza fixed every single way, no matter what. Picture in the middle right here. This was when I did my bodybuilding show 2 years ago. Obviously, I don't look this lean year round, but yo, I'm able to literally stay lean while eating the foods that I love. Being able to compete in these fitness competitions. And most importantly, my biggest passion is being able to share these experiences with others. Picture on the right here. These are pictures from client events that we've thrown in New York City. Clients in New York City, where the clients were traveling and visiting New York City. As you can see, like we all foodies. We all foodies. That's the biggest thing that we all have in common. And we want to become a better version of ourselves, which is why I do what I do, to show you guys that, yo, you can live a life where you're able to eat the foods that you love, enjoy a social life without having to give up your life just to reach a certain fitness goal. And most importantly, feeling comfortable and confident in your own skin. Now, what to expect from this masterclass? My intention with today's call is to show you, first, how to transform your body once and for all and never have to struggle with fat loss ever again. Never have to struggle with fat loss ever again. Secondly, stop having to play the guessing game and second guess what direction that you're heading towards. And most importantly, figure out the key to unlocking your metabolism. And as a bonus, I'm going to make sure that each and every single one of y'all leave with a 30-day step-by-step action plan, because information without implementation is just nonsense. It's just noise. You can know all the information that you want. You can search up all the research that you want. But if you're not actually implementing it, it's all for nothing. Now, if you're watching this masterclass, if you're here with me right now or on the replay, it is likely that you're currently in one of these situations. Currently, you're on a diet or a calorie deficit, but stuck at a plateau. Or you've lost weight in the past, but you've gained it back. It could be very likely that, hey, you feel lost and you're not really too sure in what direction to take next. Or you can even be all of the above. Just simply let me know in the comment section below. Which of these currently describes your current situation? Let me know in the comment section below. So you've tried everything. Fasting, cutting out carbs, calorie deficits, tracking your calories. You've done it all. But how come you can't seem to break free of losing and gaining the same 10 to 20 pounds? How come you find it increasingly more difficult to lose more weight despite eating less, working out more, and doing more cardio? Or even worse, you've stalled out and you lost faith that you will be able to even lose the weight. All you hear on social media nowadays is just eat less, just eat healthy, just do more cardio, and you'll lose the weight. Yes, that is technically correct. You've probably even heard me say some of these things through my content. Because yes, technically you need to be in a calorie deficit in order for you to lose weight. Oops. But what happens when you hit a plateau? It's going to happen. A plateau is basically when your progress stalls out. What happens to your body during a fat loss journey? What if you're a normal human being who likes good food? How do you keep the weight off afterwards? What, are you just going to eat lower calories for the rest of your life? What, are you just going to cut out carbs for the rest of your life? What, does that mean you have to do 60 minutes of cardio every single day for the rest of your life? First, we need to understand the underlying problem. The one thing that's going to determine your success in your weight loss journey, no matter how much weight you want to lose, is your metabolism. I want you to pretend like your body is a car going on a cross-country road trip. Pretend like you're trying to go from New York City to LA. Yeah, it's a pretty long drive. It's a pretty far drive. Now you can have the nicest car. You can have the nicest tires, the nicest exhaust. But if you don't have the fuel to run your car, sorry, my friend, you ain't going anywhere. You ain't going anywhere. And the thing is, the further you go, you're eventually going to run out of gas. You're eventually going to run out of gas. The same with your fat loss and your metabolism. You can be following the best diet. You can be following the best workout program. But if you don't have fuel, you ain't going anywhere, my friends. You ain't going anywhere. It's most likely why you find it difficult staying consistent with your diet, staying consistent with your workouts, with your cardio. You might have even noticed that your energy levels has drastically dropped ever since you started your journey. And it feels like you're putting in all this effort with zero to no results to show for it. Or even worse, you've lost tons of weight in the past, 10, 20, 30 pounds. If that's the case, it's likely your metabolism has slowed down since. And you've been trying to do this with an empty gas tank. No different than you trying to drive from New York City to Los Angeles. You've made it all the way up to this part, but you're currently stuck because you're out of gas and you can't even break past this part. Most people, 90% of people don't even touch this part of their weight loss journey because they're stuck, putting in all their effort, all their time, all their energy right here, stuck in this phase right here. Exactly what happened to Chris. Picture on the left, literally November 2022, I believe, when we first had our first conversation, when Chris reached out to me. He was 197 pounds, literally fasting for 16 hours of the day, sometimes 20 hours of the day. He was eating like 1,500 calories, no carbs, and legit doing 3 hours of cardio every single day. And he was like, why am I not seeing any results? So we started working together. I kid you not, in 5 months, he melted off 40 pounds. Look at that picture on the right. 40 pounds just melted off him, just like that. Exactly what happened to Dante. Picture on the left right here. Dante was 270 pounds. He's been on the heavier side for a majority of his adulthood. Every single year, he would lose 10, 20, 30 pounds. I think up to one point, up to 50 pounds. And every time he lost the weight, he would gain the weight back. Just to find himself in an endless cycle until it didn't work anymore. He found himself stuck at 270, eating 1,500 calories, running marathons, and he couldn't lose any weight. Fast forward, literally within 12 months, we helped him lose 64 pounds. 64 pounds. And right now, we just started phase 2 of his cut, where he's actually prepping for his first ever bodybuilding show. It's crazy. It is crazy. Going from not being able to lose any weight whatsoever to stripping off literally 64 pounds. And now prepping for his first ever bodybuilding show. And this also happened to our client, Emmanuel. Picture on the left, he was at 190 pounds. At the time, he was eating one meal every single day, just one meal a day, fasted for the rest of the day. He would lose like 5 to 10 pounds in like 1 to 2 weeks. But then he always found himself relapsing and gaining that weight back. And he thought he had a discipline issue. Once we started working together, not only did we have him stop eating just one meal a day, we actually increased his frequency to 3 times a day while eating more calories. And guess what? He stripped off 30 pounds just like that. He made this transformation happen in literally 5 months. I share these transformations with you to share the point is, yo, if your metabolism isn't at a good standing, best of luck trying to lose weight and keep it off. Keeping it off is the big part here. Anyone can lose weight. Just don't eat and just do a ton of cardio. You're going to lose weight. But keeping it off is a different story. If you're watching this, it is very likely that you've been going on this weight loss journey for some time now. Whether you've done a diet or not, you've probably had the thought or the idea in your head that like, yo, I should go ahead and try to lose some of this weight. Maybe that's eating healthier or making better choices when it comes to your food. To a certain extent, you try something to go ahead and try to lose weight. And if you were successful at that, you wouldn't be watching this. You'd be out there living your best life and not here with me tonight watching this masterclass. Is this all making sense so far? Is this all making sense so far? Do y'all understand why you're currently stuck when it comes to your weight loss journey? Do y'all understand why plateaus happen? Do y'all understand how the metabolism plays a role in your weight loss journey? Sweet. With this in mind, you have 2 options. Just like the analogy of imagine your body is a car trying to drive from New York City to Los Angeles. Option 1 is you keep driving. You're out of gas. You're like, nah, fuck this. I'm just going to keep busting this out. I'm just going to keep driving. I'm going to stay on the road. Or option 2, you stop at the next gas station to fill your gas tank back up. This is how most people approach their fat loss. First, they cut out all the carbs. They skip their meals. They do a ton of cardio right away. And guess what? They see a lot of progress really, really quickly. And they feel motivated with the results. They lose like 10, 20 pounds within the first 1 to 2 weeks. Feels amazing. A few weeks in, progress gets significantly harder to make. You went from losing 10 to 20 pounds within your first 1 to 2 weeks, and then you're like, shoot, how come I'm only losing 1 pound each week now? Or how come there's even weeks where I'm not even losing any? And then they get discouraged, and they end up eating back a few pounds. And then they try to rediscipline themselves. They get back into their diet. They get back into doing cardio. And they end up losing another few pounds. And then when they can't stay consistent and disciplined enough, they think it's a discipline issue. And they try to search for other diets, whether that's fasting, whether that is keto, whether that is carnivore. Let me know if you're guilty for that. I definitely was earlier on my fitness journey. And after doing all of these different diets, losing and gaining the same 10 to 20 pounds over and over and over again, you're now left with a slower metabolism. And you're unsatisfied with your results. Losing and gaining the same 10 to 20 pounds every single year until it doesn't work anymore. Now you're stuck at stalemate because you're like, yo, if I do this, I'm only putting myself in a worse situation. I'm already out of fuel and gas. How am I supposed to keep going? But if I eat more food, am I not gonna gain my weight back? It's a pretty tough situation to be in. This is how we do it here at Transcendent Phenoms with each and every single one of our clients. First, we work them up to their true maintenance calories. This helps them speed up their metabolism and helps them build a strong foundation. Once they sped up their metabolism, once they refilled their gas tank back up, once they built a strong foundation, then we put them in a fat loss acceleration phase. This is where we put them in that calorie deficit. We get rid of all that unwanted body fat, stripped away just like that. Now, depending on how much weight they need to lose, if it's a significant amount, when I say significant, more than 20 pounds, hey, we give them diet breaks in between and refeed days in between to help avoid them plateaus. Because if you just put yourself in a calorie deficit, your body is eventually going to adapt to it. Your body is eventually going to adapt to what you're doing. And then once we help them lose the unwanted body fats, we help them get to their goal weight, we help them reverse out of that. We put them through a post-diet recovery phase. This way, hey, we're able to implement and create a new lifestyle, implementing all of these things, implementing the foods that they enjoy, and actually implementing a social life into their life, and being able to eat more afterwards. Imagine being able to eat more food after your diet than starting your diet while keeping your results. Pretty cool, man. Pretty cool if you ask me. And after they've gone through these phases, they're able to eat good food without worrying about it showing up in their bodies. This is what you call permanent fat loss. This ain't no, yeah, let me just lose 20 pounds. And then next thing you know, 3 months later, you're back at square one again. The key to all of this is breaking up your transformations or your transformation up into phases. Breaking it up into phases. Your body is really good at adapting, which is why I don't recommend being in each phase for longer than 12 to 16 weeks at a time. Do not recommend being in a phase for longer than 12 to 16 weeks at a time, which is why most people experience plateaus. And when they see those plateaus, they either push themselves harder or they fall off the deep end. Both are not productive for your goals. The phases that we put our clients through, we just went over like an overview on them, but these are the 3 phases we put them through. Phase 1, metabolic restoration. This is the phase where we undo all of the past history when it comes to weight loss and dieting, where to slow down your metabolism. We help you rebuild a strong foundation and speed up your metabolism. This way, we're actually capable of going through a fat loss journey. This is literally you going to the gas station and refilling your gas tank up before you go continue on your road trip. And then once our gas tank is full, once we've laid the foundation, once we're at a really, really good spot, once we're able to stay consistent with our diets, our workouts, with our routine. Fun fact, most of our clients end up losing their first 15 to 20 pounds within their first 8 to 12 weeks during phase 1, the metabolic restoration phase. Imagine losing weight while eating more food and getting more consistent with your diets and your workouts. And then when you go into your fat loss acceleration phase, phase 2, you're starting your diet eating way more food with a faster metabolism. Think about how much more results you're going to see and how much faster results you're going to see with a faster metabolism while eating more food and having a higher starting point and actually having the foundation to stay consistent with your diet and your workouts. And again, once we've gotten all that unwanted body fat off, we put them through a lifestyle integration phase, phase 3 of our program. This is where we help you reverse out of your diets. Most programs are designed to just help you lose weight. And once you've lost the weight, they're like, best of luck. We'll see you again 6 months later. Not here. At Transcendent Phenoms, our goal is to help you permanently lose the weight and keep it off. You don't need us for the rest of your life. You don't need us giving you another diet every 6 months. Because once you know how this works, once you actually go through these phases and get the results that you want, you know how to replicate this time and time again. If you do need to go through another diet, you know exactly what you need to do. You know exactly how your body works. And you know what phases you need to put yourself through rather than just second guessing every little thing. This is the phase where we reverse you out of your diets, speed your metabolism back up again, incorporate your social life, and most importantly, doing it while keeping your results afterwards. Yeah. Imagine how different your life would be if you actually kept the weight off without having to worry about doing another diet or have to worry about not feeling guilty eating out after your diet. Not have to constantly feel like I need to restrict myself or I need to purposely eat less so that I don't end up gaining the weight back. We don't play that game. This is a completely different game here. Now, for the sake of this masterclass, we'll just talk about phase one. Phase two, phase three, you guys are not there yet. But for the sake of this masterclass, let's break down how to speed up your metabolism. Phase one of our program, how to restore your metabolism. First, we do that by establishing a true starting point with your calories. What doesn't get measured doesn't get improved. If you don't know how many calories you're currently eating, how are you supposed to improve on that? You can be eating healthy. You can be eating less. But at the same time, be eating more calories still. There are a lot of overweight vegans out there. I'm not saying this to be rude or to offend anyone, but it's true. It's a fact. Also, we do this by prioritizing muscle development. Now, I know that a lot of you guys don't want to necessarily be bodybuilders. And for y'all females, you don't necessarily want to look super big and muscular. You're not. You are not going to look big and muscular or look like a bodybuilder. Yo, I've been working out for 15 years. I don't even look like a crazy looking big bodybuilder. Yeah, maybe when there's good lighting and when I have a pump and when I have a lot of carbs in me and when I'm super lean. But even me just sitting here, I don't even look like a bodybuilder. I look like a normal human being. But I say this to say the more muscle you have on your frame, the more calories your body burns by default. Next up is by strategically filling your gas tank back up. Obviously, we just had you eat double the amount of calories you eat right now. No shit, you're gonna gain weight. No shit, you're going to end up gaining more weight, especially if you've been used to eating lower calories. But by strategically filling your gas tank back up, this will allow you to actually speed up your metabolism strategically. And last but not least is by prioritizing a higher protein and whole food diet, which is going to help us prioritize and produce even more muscle. Like I promised, I want to end this masterclass and have you all leave with a 30-day game plan because all of this is nonsense. All of this is just information if you don't actually implement it. All of this is just noise if you don't implement it. And this is exactly what each and every single one of these individuals did to turn their metabolism into a fat burning machine within their first 8 to 12 weeks of working with us. Every single one of these transformations that you see. Week one, we're going to establish your true starting point with your caloric intake. I know that some of you guys have experience with tracking your calories already. That's awesome. But do this for another week while tracking your morning body weight. This will allow you to see what your averages look like and see where your body is at. If you're noticing that you're gaining weight, that means that we might be eating a little bit more right now. If you're losing weight, that means you're in a deficit. The goal of this is to see where you're currently at before we can even decide what to do next. Week 2, I want you to eat the average amount of calories that you got from week 1. But this time, for week 2, I want you to prioritize building muscle. Now, building muscle is definitely going to take a pretty long process. But let's start you off now to put your body in a sensitive state. This way, we're able to speed up your metabolism. And we're going to do that by building more muscle. Again, the more muscle you have on your frame, the more calories your body burns by default, which is why those big bodybuilders, they need to eat 5, 6, 7 times a day because their body literally requires that much food. We do this by challenging your muscles and getting better sleep. Not just going ham at the gym, but I want you to actually get better sleep as well. In order for you to make gains, to build muscle, first, you need to induce some sort of stress, which is going to the gym or working out of some sort, right? And then you need to recover from that before you're able to adapt and make progress. If you ain't recovering from those workouts, you're never going to actually see the fruits of your labor. Week 3, I want you to slowly add 50 to 100 calories per week. Aim to hit that same exact amount of calories every single day. This way you can see how your body responds. And last but not least, week 4, prioritize a higher protein and whole food diet. Protein, I want you to aim for 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. If that seems like a lot for you, let's say you're 200 pounds and you're like, how am I supposed to get in 200 grams of protein? Hey, slowly work up to it. Maybe add 25 grams this upcoming week, and then 25 more grams the week after that. 25 grams of protein, that can be, maybe a scoop of protein. Maybe that can be 4 ounces of chicken. Maybe that can be a couple of eggs and egg whites. In terms of whole foods, 80% of your calories coming from whole foods. The rest of the 20%, feel free to fit in the other foods you want. But 80% of your calories from whole foods. When I say whole foods, not foods directly from Whole Foods, like the store, but foods that your great grandparents were eating. Foods that are made up of just one ingredient: chicken, beef, fish, potatoes, rice, you name it. No processed foods. Fun fact, with eating more whole foods, not only are you going to stay fuller, because you're going to definitely feel a lot fuller from 800 calories of chicken and rice and broccoli than 800 calories from a Big Mac. Sorry, a Big Mac, I can eat that and still feel hungry. But in terms of chicken, rice, broccoli, potatoes, like, I'm gonna be full. And fun fact, your body actually burns more calories eating whole foods. It takes more energy breaking down and digesting and absorbing those nutrients from those whole foods than foods where they're just empty calories. Now, when done properly, week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, within those 30 days, when done properly, here are some things to expect. First, hunger is going to go up. Secondly, energy levels are going to go up. Third, you're going to see more progress when it comes to your workouts. Mind you, you're giving yourself more calories, more fuel. Slowly though, right? You're breaking down your muscles. So it's telling your body like, yo, I need to put these extra calories to repair these muscles, which is why you're going to feel hungry. You're going to recover a lot better because, your body is like, hey, I need to recover from these workouts. Body weight is going to go down because your metabolism is going up. It's speeding up. You're filling your gas tank back up. And your body composition is going to improve. Again, literally every single one of our clients within their first 8 to 12 weeks, they end up losing their first 10 to 15 to even 20 pounds throughout this phase right here. We didn't even start a calorie deficit yet. We didn't even start touching no cardio yet. Just by simply prioritizing, establishing their true starting point, right? Developing muscle, strategically adding 50 to 100 calories per week, and prioritizing a higher protein and whole food diet. Legit. Now you might be asking, yo, how long is this gonna take? This sounds great and all, but how long is this gonna take? For most individuals, this is gonna take about 8 to 12 weeks. 8 weeks if you have experience with tracking your calories, right? You have some experience with working out. This is gonna be a pretty simple process. But 12 weeks, maybe even longer if you've been trying to lose weight for a really, really long time. Maybe you tried a lot of diets where you ended up losing 10, 20, 30, like you kept losing and gaining the same weight. Your metabolism probably at a slower spot. It might take a little bit longer, but it is okay. Again, our goal with Transcend the Phenoms and with the phases that we put y'all through is to help you see permanent change. I know it can be a little bit discouraging because you're like, yo, I'm trying to lose weight. Why is this guy telling me to eat more food? Why is this guy sitting here telling me to work out less, to not do so much cardio? He's literally telling me to do the opposite of what I've been doing. Like I'm just gonna end up gaining all that weight back and becoming a fat bag of chips sitting on the couch. Here's the thing, as a coach, I'm here to tell you what you need to hear and not what you want to hear. When you do this properly and when you implement this properly, you're gonna notice that your body is gonna actually use food as fuel rather than you seeing food as, damn, this will make me gain weight. It's a completely different ballgame. Yes, this might take a little bit longer. Yes, this requires you to stop at the next gas station. But think about how much faster you'll be at the finish line. When you zoom out, when you think of the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. If you do this properly, you can get to your goal in less than a year. Think about how many years you spent trying to lose and gain weight. Some people end up spending majority of their life in that same cycle. Yes, this journey might take a little bit longer with these phases. But if you can permanently make a change in less than a year, wouldn't that be worth it? Wouldn't that be worth it? Never having to ever worry about whenever you eat out and having to worry about you gaining the weight back and it's showing up in your body. I'd much rather spend these next few months mastering this, actually learning and understanding how my body works, than just trial and erroring and just throwing spaghetti at the wall and hoping for things to stick. Might take a little bit longer, but it's okay. Because when you're able to make a permanent change, when you're able to break free, when you're able to unlock your metabolism in your body, you get to start living and truly living as the most confident, most energetic, and most healthiest version of yourself. It's the difference between surviving and thriving. You are one successful diet away for never having to struggle with fat loss ever again. You are one diet, just one successful diet, and I have this in green because there's a big difference between losing weight and a successful diet. A successful diet is when you lose the weight and keep it off. If you just lose weight, sure, you lost the weight, but you gotta continue doing another diet and another one and another one. Now, with all of this information that I've given you tonight on this masterclass, there are two roads that you can take. Road one is you do this on your own. You're like, yo, Dan, appreciate all this information. I'm gonna start implementing this. I'm gonna do this on my own. I'm all for it. I love that for you. Or Row two, that is working with us at Transcendent Phenoms. In fact, I want to invite you to come work with us at Transcendent Phenoms. We'll help you take all the guesswork out. We'll literally lay it out step by step, tailored exactly to you, your goals, your schedule, your lifestyle, and guide you every step of the way. Not only for those 30 days of getting this journey started, but actually helping you fix your metabolism, helping you go through a proper fat loss phase, and helping you go through a successful post-diet phase. This way, you can permanently get rid of the body weight, get rid of the unwanted body fat for the rest of your life. We have a results-based guarantee. And our guarantee is, if you do everything that we have you do, step by step, every step of the way, we'll help you lose 20 pounds by summer and keep it off during summer, or you don't pay a single dollar. In fact, we'll pay you $20 after refunding all your money for pizza. So you can say that, when you worked with Coach Dan and when you worked with Transcendent Phenoms, it was the best experience working with them. Now, who is this for? This is for you if you're done playing the guessing game. You're looking for a permanent change. You're willing to learn and take feedback. You want something that is step by step. Tell me what to do. Teach me why I need to do that. I'm going to execute. I'm going to make it happen. And this is for you if you know that by investing into yourself, it'll lead to a larger return on investment for you in your future, in your health, your wealth, and your relationships. Because that's ultimately what freedom is in your fitness journey. When you're able to show up as your most confident, energetic, and healthiest version of yourself, which serves you, your friends, your family, and everyone around you. If this is something that interests you, simply DM me on Instagram at dan.chanfit. DM me, we'll have a conversation, we'll see if we're a good fit. Let's change your life. That's all I got for y'all tonight. I hope that this masterclass gave you clarity. It helped you understand why everything that you've been doing up to this point got you to where you are right now. Could be a little bit discouraging, but it's okay. I'd rather you swallow that hard pill now than have to swallow it 5, 10, 15 years later. Legit, I didn't learn all this until my 10th year of working out. Literally spent 10 years just throwing spaghetti at the wall, thinking that I knew what I was doing, but I wasn't truly satisfied with the results I saw in the mirror. I hope that this gave you clarity on understanding what your next steps are, whether you decide to work with us at Transcendent Phenoms or not. I hope that this gave you clarity on what your next steps are, what you need to get done, and what this actual journey looks like. Rather than just thinking this is an uphill battle of just shoveling shit uphill, thinking that this is all discipline, willpower. If I just stuck harder, if I just stay more consistent, I'll eventually get to my goal. I'm not even perfect. None of our clients are perfect. But the reason why we get results is because we operate based off of principles. Not just, let's just grind harder. Let's just work harder. Not saying that you don't have to work hard. But if you're able to do the things that moves that needle forward, and you have these things mapped out in front of you, you know what needles need to be moved in order for you to get from point A to point B. And you're able to do this without having to give up your life. Like, that's what freedom is. That's when you get to truly live. You get to show up in the body that you actually feel confident in. You don't have to worry about eating out and having to worry about that food showing up in your body. You don't have to worry about what fits you're going to put on. And you get to start actually experiencing what life has to offer. Any questions, drop them down below. And let's talk soon.